The Outer Frontier. Book 3. A Hope to a Peace. Chapter 3. The Last Explorer. The announcement spread quickly across the fleets stationed along the outer defensive front. The Galactic Union would launch an expedition beyond every known chart. The reactions were immediate. Some called it humanity's greatest gamble. Others called it political desperation. Among the crews serving on the line, however, the response was almost unanimous. Don't take our ships. Every captain understood the reality of the war. Every cruiser withdrawn from the front meant another gap in the defensive network. Another convoy left unprotected. Another colony placed at greater risk. Fleet Marshal Jonathan Hayes had already made his position clear. The expedition leaves, but not at the expense of the line. The Council had agreed. Whatever vessel carried the mission into the unknown, it would not come from the front. For nearly a week, the search produced nothing. Military vessels lacked the range. Science ships were too small. Civilian transports were never designed to survive years without support. Shipyards across the Union submitted proposals. Every one of them was rejected, until an unexpected message arrived from the Illyrian Dominion. The proposal consisted of only one sentence: "We may still possess a ship built for such a journey." Commander Amelia Carter arrived at the Illyrian Orbital Museum, expecting to inspect a historical exhibit. Instead, she found an active dry dock. Thousands of engineers moved through scaffolding that surrounded an immense silver vessel suspended above the station. Its hull shimmered softly beneath the lights. Elegant curves replaced the angular armor common aboard modern warships. There were no missile batteries, no spinal railguns, no heavy shield emitters, only graceful lines that seemed almost artistic. For several moments, Amelia simply stared upward. "It's beautiful." Standing beside her, an elderly Illyrian smiled. "She was never built for war." He extended one slender hand toward the ship. "EAS Horizon, our greatest exploration vessel." Amelia studied the enormous name engraved along the forward hull. "She looks brand new." The old engineer chuckled. "Appearances can be deceptive." Chief Engineer Thuron had served aboard the Horizon almost 4 centuries earlier. He insisted on conducting the tour himself. The Horizon entered service nearly 1,100 years ago. She looked at him in disbelief. "She's that old. Our species tends to build things with unreasonable optimism." He gently touched the polished railing. "She completed 63 deep space expeditions, mapped over 4,000 previously unknown systems, established first contact with 11 civilizations." He paused, and then became obsolete. The word carried genuine sadness. Our military evolved. Our science advanced. Our priorities changed. The corridors echoed softly as they walked. She was scheduled to become a museum. Amelia looked around. The interior reflected another era. Wide observation galleries overlooked the stars. Living quarters felt spacious instead of efficient. There were libraries, botanical gardens, even an amphitheater. It felt less like a warship and more like a city built for curiosity. "You designed explorers," Amelia said quietly. Thuron nodded. "Before the galaxy forgot how." The inspection ended inside the primary observation dome. From there, the entire dry dock could be seen. Dozens of workers from different civilizations already surrounded the vessel. Thuron folded his hands behind his back. "We cannot build you a new ship. There is no time. But," He smiled. We can give the old one final voyage. 2 months. That was all the council could spare. 24 shipyards across 6 civilizations coordinated their efforts. The horizon was stripped almost to its structural frame. Its original reactor disappeared first. Human engineers replaced it with a compact fusion core derived from the latest frontier logistics vessels. "It's uglier," one Illyrian engineer complained. "It's reliable," answered the human mechanic without looking up. "It also keeps working after people shoot at it." The navigation systems came next. Illyrian quantum star mapping arrays were installed throughout the command deck. Human pilots immediately objected. Why does every menu require 7 confirmation windows? Because navigation should never be rushed. We're trying to avoid stars, not write philosophy. The Valerie redesigned the medical facilities. Within days, they had transformed the infirmary into what one human doctor described as a 5-star hotel pretending to be a hospital. The Valerie chief physician appeared genuinely confused. Patients recover more efficiently when comfortable. The human surgeon nodded. I don't disagree. He looked around. I just didn't expect waterfalls. There is evidence that flowing water reduces stress. We're in space. Yes. Fine. Another species installed atmospheric regulation systems capable of adjusting temperature, humidity, and air composition independently for each compartment. An unintended consequence emerged almost immediately. Engineers moving between sections found themselves repeatedly walking from cool mountain climates into tropical humidity before entering corridors that resembled a crisp autumn morning. One exhausted human technician eventually stopped in the middle of a hallway. I've experienced 4 seasons in 30 meters. The translation system proved even worse. The newest linguistic artificial intelligence had been trained using millions of cultural references from every known civilization. Unfortunately, it insisted on translating everything. Literally. During one meeting, a human engineer sighed. We're flying by the seat of our pants. The AI responded instantly. Warning, no seating furniture constructed from trousers has been detected aboard this vessel. Silence. Then laughter erupted throughout the engineering bay. Even Thuron smiled. The AI recorded the reaction. Humor detected. Please explain why statement was considered amusing. No one could. Days turned into weeks. The ship slowly transformed. Human propulsion. Illyrian sensors. Valerie medical technology. Navigation software written jointly by 3 civilizations. Shield generators incorporating entirely new energy harmonization methods. Communication systems capable of maintaining quantum synchronization across distances previously considered impossible. Piece by piece, the horizon became something entirely new. Not human, not Illyrian, not Valerie. It belonged to all of them. Commander Carter visited the dry dock every evening. She noticed something unusual. The arguments never stopped. Engineers debated constantly about software architecture, power distribution, material compatibility, interface design, even the color of emergency warning lights. Yet every morning, the work continued. Every disagreement ended the same way. Someone found a better solution. The ship improved. One evening, Amelia found Thuron standing alone beneath the vessel. The old engineer looked unusually thoughtful. Are you worried? She asked. He nodded. Very. About the expedition? No. He looked toward the enormous silver hull. I'm worried she won't come home. Neither spoke for a while. Finally, Thuron smiled faintly. Ships like the Horizon were never built merely to travel. They were built to answer questions. He looked back at Amelia. And I cannot imagine a greater question than the one waiting beyond the frontier. Exactly 61 days after construction began, the scaffolding disappeared. For the first time in centuries, the ship stood complete. Its silver hull still carried the elegant lines envisioned by its original designers. But beneath that graceful exterior, nothing remained unchanged. It was no longer purely Illyrian. Every civilization of the Galactic Union had left its mark upon it. A journalist covering the ceremony whispered to a colleague, "It doesn't even have a classification anymore." Another answered softly, "Maybe that's because it's the first of its kind." Fleet Marshal Jonathan Hayes arrived only minutes before the dedication ceremony. He studied the vessel in silence. Commander Carter approached. "What do you think?" Hayes never took his eyes from the ship. "I've commanded warships my entire life." A faint smile crossed his face. "I'd forgotten that civilizations once built ships to discover things, instead of surviving them." He extended his hand toward the vessel. "What will she be called?" The ceremony's master of protocol smiled. The council voted unanimously. "The vessel will retain her original name." Hayes nodded approvingly. "Good. Some names," he thought, deserved to outlive the civilizations that first imagined them. As floodlights illuminated the polished hull, the letters became visible across the bow. UGS Horizon. United Galactic Ship. The last great explorer. And perhaps, the galaxy's last hope.